Good morning. Suck it to 'em. I have been watching a lot of YouTube lately, and I try not to get caught up in all of the rants and fake outrages that are out there. They're meant to drive likes and subscribers and comments to everybody's channel, and I guess that's okay. I just don't want to get all worked up about it. But one of the things I'm seeing a lot of is grading, and I do have strong opinions on that. Don't freak out. I'm not going to tell you to stop doing it. I'm not going to chastise anybody for doing it. But as a hobby, me and you have given grading companies, mainly PSA, we've given them way too much control over our hobby. They've got way too much influence. Whether they deserve it or not, they are kind of dictating how to collect. And I don't think neither one of us has to put up with that or should put up with that. All I really want to say is two things as far as grading goes. Here's how I want to put a little sanity back into our hobby, okay? Let's do this. First of all, don't grade everything. Not everything needs to be graded. If you've got some base cards that you just think, oh, I got to put these base cards in here if I can sell them, I got to get these things put in these slabs. Base cards, especially the new ones, they're not going to net you a lot of money. If you got some base cards from the 70s and 60s, that's a different thing. But the newer cards, just don't grade those newer cards in base form. And if they're in terrible shape, why are you grading those? Here's the litmus test. One, grade them if you're going to sell them. That's the best way to ensure the maximum profit on your cards. Anything other than that, if you're not going to sell that card, don't get it graded unless it's the second reason is in just a second. Don't get the things graded if they're not in great shape. What are you doing? You're not going to make your money back unless we're talking about way vintage stuff. So just don't grade everything. Not everything needs to be graded. Number two, if you're needing to put cards in some kind of a slab because you like to display them, you put them up somewhere in your card room or something, think about this. One touches, slab mags, a lot of the other things, they are just as good as any kind of a slab you can get from a grader. And they're a lot cheaper, and you don't have to wait for them. And you don't have to put up with the anxiety that comes through when you get a card through the mail and it's not what you thought the grade should be. Look, increase your profit potential by grading them. That's a good thing. Just don't grade everything. And then don't get worked up because you didn't get a 10, because that tests the luck of the draw. And I do mean luck. I don't think there's a whole lot of skill and talent anymore making these grades. Sorry, you guys, if that's offending you over at PSA or SGC. I don't see it. I've seen some huge mistakes. And anyway, let's not go there. I told you I wasn't going to do that. Let's put a little sanity in. Let's make it cheaper for us. Let's make it a lot more fun. And you can have fun without getting things graded. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you that in this video. I'm going to put some fun back in. You can have a lot of fun without bending to peer pressure from other collectors. You don't have to worry about the cost of getting things graded. You don't have to for the long wait, like I'd said before. So let's have some fun together. We're going on a road trip, you and I. So meet me out at the car, grab your wants list, and join me out there. I got shotgun. And then we'll go for a whirlwind visit to 4 local card shops here in Michigan. Okay? I'll have details right after this.
Hey, baseball fan. Time for a little self-care and a few minutes of cardboard meditation. Welcome to the show that features some of baseball's oddest stories and the cardboard slabs that document them. Find peace and joy through baseball cards with your host, the big guy.
4 stores and 77 miles to go. Me and my friend Bob went forth on this great peninsula to achieve a baseball card dream dedicated to the road trip mission that all cards don't need to be graded. Hey, let's get your seatbelt fastened and relax. Just kick back as I, the big guy from Cardboard Meditation, along with my good friend and baseball card enabler, Bob, hop on US 131 in West Michigan and head up the coast to visit 4 locally owned card shops. What? You didn't know Michigan had a coast? Well, here's an interesting fact. Michigan has the longest freshwater coastline in the U.S. Hey, we have 2 peninsulas bordered by 4 of the 5 Great Lakes, so you should come visit us. We're pretty cool. So we're going to check out these local card stores and check out their inventory, make some purchases, and talk with the hard-working folks that put in the time there. I have a few questions for each of them, and I'm sure they'll shed some light on some of the latest thoughts and concerns about the hobby. So the first shop we're going to go to is in Holland, Michigan, and it's called Ace Sports and Trading Cards. This is a pretty small shop, but it's a cool shop. And these pictures here, these are some of the hits they've had while breaking boxes and ripping packs. It's pretty cool. Cody, who I'm going to talk with here in a second, said they're a little out of date, but you can see here it's pretty extensive. Okay, here's Cody with Ace Sports and Trading Cards. Do you see a lot of repackers coming in and buying up inventory?
Sometimes. We have a few dedicated ones that come in and will make deals with us on large amounts of cards. It doesn't happen too often, but there's a few that will come through semi-regularly. Yep.
Is that good for business, or do you think?
It can be good and bad. I think the good part of it is we move a lot of inventory that sometimes becomes stale. And then on the other side of it, then it also kind of wipes us out if they decide we make a deal and a lot of stuff moves. So there's good and bad to it, but I think the best part of it is we end up moving some stale product.
I bought a few cards from Cody, and I'll show you all the pickups at the end of the video. So we hopped on the highway leaving Holland, where quarterback Kirk Cousins went to school, high school. Right here, went over to Michigan State over in Lansing for his college education, and made our way to Zeeland. It's just about 7 or 8 miles away, and that's the birthplace of Hall of Famer and broadcaster Jim Cott. So right when you walk into the shop, you're greeted with this small display of vintage cards right there on the right, and it was really nice. Take a look. There's Duke Snyder and Al Rosen, Roy Campanella, a couple of Robin Roberts cards there in the background. It's a nice selection. TC Cards had a lot of cool vintage football too, and it really had some nice vintage, but there were some holes in the selection. He had some singles on the shelf over there, plus these tables for sorting and game playing. This is a clean and organized shop. I liked it a lot. There's a lot of new football and some new basketball too. My friend Bob, he bought a James Edwards Pistons card, autographed. It's pretty cool. And as we go down, oh, I like that Richie Ashburn. A little foreshadowing there. Now, I don't know much about Pokemon, but I feel that TC's selection was pretty nice, and it was displayed well, too. You know, I hear a lot of people interchanging words, like speculating and investing. I hear it a lot here on YouTube. They're not the same thing, I know that. So I was wondering what people like card shop operators thought about that. So I asked Chris at TC Sports Cards what he thought. What's the difference between investing and speculating?
So I think the biggest thing between speculating is you're buying a player in the hopes that he's going to be the next great. Whereas investing is making an educated guess on the player going up in value.
I think he's right. I also think investing means holding on to items for long term. So here we go, back on the road. Whew, to Grand Rapids. I'm going to need some sunglasses here. Okay, we're heading toward Legends Sports and Games, and it's a pretty nice place. And here we are. It's in the corner of this little strip mall, you know, and I didn't know what to expect. It looked kind of small from the outside, but when we opened the door and I stepped in, right there at the entrance, I had to stop and just survey the layout. I was mesmerized. This is an amazing store. Now, Legends has cases and shelves of unopened new items just everywhere, and they have the old stuff too. They have cheap wax boxes, and they've got the expensive high-end stuff too, everywhere. Behind these glass partitions here, underneath the counter, they've got them out on the floor. I've never seen so much unopened boxes in one place, other than I had to get a, you know, like the National or something. Now I apologize in advance for the length of this segment. There's just so much to see, so I'll try and keep it short, but trust me, if you come here, you're going to want to savor it. Now, I noticed an incredible amount of raw cards here. I love that. That's the reason we're on the road. Most of it was pretty affordable as well, and I was amazed at that. Lots of baseball from all eras. If you wanted graded items, Legends has those too, lots of them. Love that Willie Mays rookie. How about that Babe Ruth autograph? It was fun to see that. Now, I'm a set collector, and even though I have all of these sets, I love seeing them for sale. Made my heart smile. Where else are you going to see a 1954 top set for sale? Ooh, good looking Al Kaline there. That's a full set of 72 football, too. There's a Charlie Gehringer autographed Tiger cap. Lots of memorabilia here. This little area was just packed with cards. Red Men, 1960 Leafs, exhibits, 50s, 60s, and 70s stars. This case even had some T cards in it, and a lot of the 60s and 70s stars right here at the end. A lot of autographed baseballs. Now, this is an area where they hold their monthly card show. Yeah, they have a card show inside their store. I think I saw up to 100 tables. Here, lots of unopened packs. I just saw Wheaties Doak Walker in there. I'm going to have to come back for that. More cards and unopened packs. There are tons of singles over there, organized nicely. this is the Pokemon area. There's the gaming room. It's huge. Legends has a nice inventory of TCG. Supplies over here looking really nice. Okay, Tigers are on. Let's take a break, watch the game. Here's Logan. I had a couple of questions for him. Everybody wants to know, especially me, when does the junk era start?
When does the junk era start? It's gonna be, what is that, mid 80s ish? So somewhere around the mid 80s, I'm thinking, and in early 2000s.
Okay. When does vintage start?
That's a good question. Vintage starts, I've been told 79. It's
kind of where I was thinking too.
Right around 79.
Okay, so we left this incredible store and had to grab lunch at Smoky Bones. Oh my goodness. A grilled cheese sandwich with barbecued brisket for me and a glazed barbecue half chicken for Bob. Then on the road for our final stop. All-Star Sports Card Memorabilia and Gaming, here we come. We're on our way. It's not too far, just down the street from here a little bit, and around the corner.
You have reached your destination on the right-hand side.
Looks like a really nice store. Let's get in there and take a look. Yeah, yes it is. Very nice in here. We got sports cards on the right side of the store and Pokemon and the gaming area on the left side. A lot of gaming tables. And the layout is pretty nice. It's pretty central. Over here we got Tigers, Lions, and Red Wings and Pistons all in these cases, all autographs and high-end cards. And wow, look at all these singles. All the singles in over here. You can fill in some sets. Right over here is a Reggie autographed helmet and some Dr. J autographed sneakers. Those are pretty cool. They have a nice selection of unopened boxes and unopened packs. Oh, I love that Isaiah and that Dumars jersey up there. Both of those are pretty cool. And here's a little vintage. Kind of sparse, but what they do have is really nice. So I made a couple purchases here, and I'll show you those in a minute. But let's hear what all the card shop staff had to say about some concerns they've got for the industry. What is your biggest concern for the hobby today?
Right now, probably getting product on your own from a non-secondary person, so scalping, let's just put it that way. If you're not able to get it hot product at big box stores, stuff inflates, I think, more than it probably should be. We've seen some huge inflation with some of the cards, which I guess is just how it works. It's a stock market in a sense.
What is the biggest concern in the hobby today that you feel?
Biggest concern in the hobby that I feel is saturation. So I think there are a lot of cards out there, particularly base cards, rookie cards, and the amount of people that are getting into the hobby, the pop-up of more shops. I think there is, similar to the 80s, 90s, not exactly like that because there are a lot more short prints out there, but that's what I think the biggest risk is.
Okay. Got a lot of unopened inventory here. Got any problem with allocation?
Allocations are tough, especially with Fanatics and Panini having their issues. So we're just trying to navigate that, and it makes it pretty tough.
What is the biggest challenge that you see in the hobby today?
Biggest challenge I see, it's just a lot of overproduction of cards. There's just turning into a lot of the products have just so many different variants and parallels and everything else that it's kind of just overwhelming people to the point where they don't know what to get, and there's just a lot of confusion around that kind of stuff. So I feel like that's one of the big things right now. And then people just posting $1 cards on eBay for hundreds of dollars. It's not helping anybody out.
No. Love hearing those guys talk. Well, the staff here at All-Star didn't want to speak on camera, but I had a nice conversation with the sports manager here. His name is Jordan. And I asked him about the biggest concern in the hobby, and he kind of reflected the exact same sentiments that the other shop staff you'd seen so far, but he added something that I found very interesting. He said the gambling aspect of breaking and repacks, that kind of stuff, could become an issue and jeopardize the very health of the hobby. I kind of agree with him. All right, I hope you enjoyed the interviews with those guys. I thought some of them were very, very insightful. It's time to take a look at my purchases. Come on now, let's take a look at the pickups. From Ace Sports and Trading Cards, I got a 1981-82 Moses Malone. Love that guy and that card. A 2020 Bowman Platinum Riley Green, and a 2024 Allen and Ginter Colt Keith. Heading over to TC Sports Cards, I got a cool vintage 1958 Richie Ashburn. From Legends Sports Cards and Games, 2024 Topps Finest Common Aaron Judge, a 2020 Topps Gallery and 2021 Topps Gallery Aaron Judge, plus this 1948 Swell card from the Babe Ruth story. It's from that set, and this is Charlie Bickford, who's the actor that portrays Father Matthias, who was the father figure that helped shape Babe Ruth as the ball player. And finally, from All-Star Sports Cards Memorabilia and Gaming, a 2019 Topps Tribute Tom Seaver, which is numbered 146 out of 259, and a cool 2019 Topps High-Tech Mike Trout acetate cards. I love acetate cards. Did you have some fun on this road trip? Did you see a lot of Michigan? Did you see some great cards? I know I did. I had a blast, and I did it without a graded card in sight. Now, you can enjoy the hobby without getting caught up in that grading nonsense. You can. That's not to say grading is bad. It just doesn't need to be on everything. There's no reason to drag your heart through that. Grade cards when you need to, not because you think you have to. All right? And find happiness with your baseball cards. Thanks for coming along on this road trip. I enjoyed your company. And thanks to Bob, too. He really mapped this thing out. He knew where to go. He got us there and got us back in one piece. And I really appreciate his company and his comments. Although you didn't hear him, I did. So I appreciate that a lot. I think we're going to do this again. We've been looking at some cards over on the other side of the state, over near Ann Arbor and Detroit. So we're thinking about going over there and doing that too. And please like, subscribe, and comment, especially comment. I want to hear what you have to say. Or just throw in a couple of bucks for gas, all right? You decide. Talk soon.
Cardboard meditation helps set your mind right. Thank you for watching. Show us your appreciation by clicking the like and subscribe button. Ring the bell while you're at it so you'll know when we upload a new story.